In religion class, we have been challenged to define what our happiness is. And I feel like my answer is probably going to be a bit more than personal, but that is expected. And I don't know, maybe you can relate in some way, or even just a tiny bit. So, whenever I look at my happiest memories, there's always some sort of story to it. And therefore, I believe happiness is built upon our ability to connect with other people, to have adventures, and the fact that there will be moments that make us miss it. I decided to show what my happiness is in like a film, a video, a documentary type of style because of my happiest memory. So when I was 7 years old, I went with my dad to see The Avengers, the first one in theaters, and I remember seeing the Avengers assemble, and it made me feel like I was being pulled into the movie and that the colors were flying off, and it's that movie that sort of sealed my interest in wanting to go into film and falling in love with the power of stories. But what really sealed that interest was that I was spending time with my dad, and it was just a me and him day, and afterwards we got some A&W. Connecting with other people and fostering your relationships with them is very important to happiness. One of those reasons being is that by having these relationships, it can actually increase your self-esteem, and it can cause you to have more empathy, and even lessens the impacts of anxiety and depression. I feel like I'm pretty sure that's true, because based on my own experience, it has been easier to deal with the lows of my own mental health struggles, because I have people in my life that I can reach out to, that I can talk to, or even have a good time and distract myself from, that low. And even regardless if I don't necessarily need it, it is fun and is a nice sort of reassurance that I can reach out and I can find someone to have a good time with. There is no shame in trying to find someone you can have a good relationship with, or even trying to start one if you don't necessarily have one, or if you just want it. Because, well, fun fact, you can actually become more satisfied with your life if you make a goal based on social connections. Like, for example, if you try or want to become like friends with someone you work with, hey, that can improve your quality of life possibly. Or even if you make a goal that you want to involve a friend end on, hey, more satisfaction. And it's for those reasons of it leading you to be more happy with your life, improving your mental health, and being able to create those fond memories, that I say that connection is extremely important to happiness, and why it is one of my major principles. Now, another one of those major principles is going on adventures. During one, you can make countless discoveries about yourself, about the world, and at the end of an adventure, you end up getting an experience that you can look back onto for years to come. Or if it's just unremarkable, you can say, hey, I tried this and it turned out not so great or good. Adventure can be going somewhere you've never been before, for example, like hiking in somewhere a bit different. It can be changing up your routine just a small bit, like instead of having your coffee from Timmy's, you find the one Dunkin' donuts in town and try that. I don't know. I mean, it can also be trying a different activity you've never tried before. Like skydiving, for one. According to a study in 2020, changing your environment or trying something different can cause more excitement and motivation in your life. I think that sort of rings true with me because I find it's pretty fun trying something I've never done before. Although it can be like nerve-wracking and stuff like that, it's interesting to see how much I enjoy it, and I don't know what it is like. By just playing a little, changing your life, going on little adventures, it challenges you to do something different, and it puts you out of your comfort zone. And by getting outside of your comfort zone, oh gosh, don't stop. It can make it bigger. It can push yourself to do more by knowing you did that, and it might make yourself a little confident about like next times to like do stuff. And I find it causes a lot of happiness in my life because like being more motivated, being more excited, having more confidence. I don't know, it helps small things, doing something small. And plus, at the end of it, sometimes I get experience that I can look back on and be like, hey, that was nice, and a good memory, and a story, you know, or a part of a story. Now, the sad thing about stories is that there are lows in them. It's not just adventure, and that there's an end at some point. So my family has had a lot of pets in the past, and a couple of those were two rats named Thor and Loki. Funny enough, they had the opposite personalities of their Marvel characters, and unfortunately, about a year ago or so, they died to old age. And even before them, we have lost pets, and especially when you're close to them, the process of grieving them is very challenging. And I mean, in general, it is hard to grieve over something. And honestly, it makes you cherish the memories you have of what you lost a lot more. By realizing that everything will and come to an end, having someone in your life through either a breakup, not becoming friends, or even more tragically, death, it really implores you to value what you have in the present a lot more, and it makes the sadness you have over them a bit bittersweet. Oh man, my nose is getting real red being out here. Oh well. I like to say I welcome death, that I am generally accepting that there's going to be tragedy, horrible things in my life. I guess partially because I have to deal with it, and it feels better to try to have a positive attitude about it, be accepting of it, than, well, always fearing and grieving it. I guess it's all about having a positive attitude to happiness. So, my definition of happiness is creating a fond memory with someone, discovering something entirely new, and the relief that you get after surviving a tragedy, and knowing that it isn't impossible for you to create new memories. At least the hope so. Now, I wonder if any of you watching can relate to that.